Driving always carries a degree of risk, but if you can learn to identify high-risk situations and predict what's likely to happen next, you can always take action to reduce the risk. This video has been designed to accelerate this process. You're going to see a series of common driving situations. Watch carefully, assess the risk, predict what's likely to happen next, then decide what you should do to protect yourself. Driving along, even on a deserted street, our risk of collision is low. The risk never becomes less than this because mechanical defects and unpredictable road and weather conditions can contribute to a collision at any time. In this situation, you'll notice the level of risk changes from low to extreme as more factors are added. The intersection increases the risk to moderate. The car behind raises it to high because our ability to brake hard is now compromised, and the silver truck running the stop sign makes the risk extreme. We could have reduced the risk by scanning left, center, right, ground viewing the truck, and predicting the driver wasn't trying to stop. Now it's your turn. Assess the risk, predict what's likely to happen next, and decide how to protect yourself. The cyclist ahead increases our risk of collision to moderate. The car approaching from the right makes it high, and the passing truck puts us at extreme risk. We reacted by mirror brake and blind spot move. A better approach would have been to reduce speed earlier and to move to the lane of least resistance as soon as the truck passed us. The risk of collision becomes moderate as we approach the stop sign. The car approaching from the left is signaling right, but ground viewing shows its speed is too high for a right turn. If we pull into the intersection now, we will be at extreme risk. We respond by waiting for the car to clear the intersection, which reduces our risk. Waiting at this T intersection to turn right onto a secondary highway, our risk of collision is moderate. We check left, center, and right and notice the broken center line. This increases our risk to high, then to extreme as a car pulls out to pass from behind the truck. We react by using the shoulder of the road to avoid the head-on collision. This broken yellow center line increases the probability that a driver will pull out to pass. In this situation, it would be safer to wait for a space in traffic in both directions before pulling out. Entering this parking area, our risk of collision becomes extreme. We should respond by driving at a lower speed and by ground viewing for pedestrians and for vehicle movement. There are too many vehicles and pedestrians in a confined space. We must actively look for problems 360 degrees around our vehicle and cover the brake and horn whenever visibility is reduced. As we approach these parked cars with oncoming traffic, our risk of collision becomes high, and the truck behind makes it extreme because we have no escape from the opening door, the hidden pedestrian looking for something on the ground, the black car pulling away, or from the inattentive pedestrian. We should have responded by slowing down, scanning inside the parked cars for occupants, covering the brake and horn, which would also have created space behind, ground viewing for feet and movement, and we should have spotted the pedestrian much sooner by looking from building to building. As we approach the point where one expressway branches into two, our risk of collision is high because of the car passing on our right and the white car changing lanes on our left. The risk drops to moderate, then jumps to high as we ground view and spot the white car moving into our path. We respond by gently reducing speed to reestablish a safe following distance. Since the white car was in a must-exit lane, we could have predicted that the driver might not exit, especially after the first lane change. We could have reduced speed to create space and minimize the risk. Approaching this intersection, our risk of collision is moderate because of the car behind, high as we pass the truck, and extreme as we spot the pedestrian. We react by honking, since we can neither brake nor swerve. If we are scanning the intersection on approach, the pedestrian is clearly visible. The driver of the white car reduces speed and stops to allow the pedestrian to cross. We are driving close to the speed limit in the right-hand lane. Our risk of collision is low. The white car and its tailgate are about to pass us on the left raises the risk to moderate, and the blind entrance ramp on the right makes it high. The risk becomes extreme when the red car makes a hasty lane change to the right, and we react by reducing speed. On this secondary highway, our risk of collision is low, but it jumps to extreme as we approach the crest of this small hill because we cannot stop within the distance we can see. We react by using the shoulder of the road to avoid the head-on collision. When our minimum eye lead time was reduced by the hill, we should have responded by reducing speed. This would have reduced the risk. As we slow down for this stop sign, our risk of collision is low. The car behind makes it moderate. The intersection makes it high, and the risk becomes extreme when we realize the driver behind isn't slowing down. We react by accelerating away after a quick scan. As we move into the waiting position for a left turn, our risk of collision is moderate. Turning now invites disaster because we cannot see the oncoming traffic. Any left turn carries extreme risk if you cannot see for certain that it's safe to go. Look for risk every time you drive and always have an escape route available. Learn to recognize high-risk situations, predict what's likely to happen next, then reduce the risk by taking action to protect yourself. It's the only way to drive collision-free.